My name's Ari Roden, and this is my introductory speech. Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. Pablo Picasso. When I was a child, I found out very quickly that I was an odd child. I remember being very shy and not wanting to talk to anyone around me, even my teachers. I was very high-strung, stressed out, and didn't have a lot of friends. The playground was a nightmare, and I was scared of the kids sitting next to me in class. I couldn't even get the nerve to talk to my teachers, even when they called on me. The only thing that I noticed that gave me comfort was art. Art was my favorite time of the day. I loved that class and did nothing but strive to create drawings, paintings, and Play-Doh sculptures. Mrs. Davis, my art teacher in kindergarten, was the only faculty that might have known what my voice sounded like. She was the first person who impacted my feelings about art. At the time, my outlet was painting and drawing. Those art activities were what I felt I needed to do to get away from reality. I could create my own reality through drawings and those paintings, and I even remember writing stories that correlated with those sketches. I went through 5 years of elementary school doing this. Throughout those 5 years, Mrs. Davis got me out of my shell. She explained to me that art is a great way to become more creative and also a great way to make friends. She began every class by showcasing a student's artwork. The day she showcased my drawing about my family and my house was the day that my perception of the students around me changed. They began talking to me and asking me about my painting. As the outcast that I made myself to be, they began talking and I couldn't ignore them. So I decided to talk to them. I made friends that day, and it was all thanks to Mrs. Davis. By the time I reached the age of 12, I started forgetting about my artwork. I began playing sports and joining clubs and wanting to hang out with nothing but friends, and I even started thinking about boys. I began concentrating more on school and those activities that came with it, more than art, even though I was in an art class. This ran all the way through high school, but things started to change once I started thinking about college and what I wanted to do with my life thereafter. I knew I wanted to do something that I loved, but I just didn't know what. One day, in the summer of 2018, my mother and I was discussing my future plans. I explained to her that I had no idea what I wanted to do and that I was really confused. She proceeded to ask me, "What about art? I know you love it, and I think that you can make a career out of it somehow." That night, I couldn't help but think long and hard about my mother's statement. And finally, I remembered Mrs. Davis. She was someone who introduced me to art and to other students. She got me to talk and become more outgoing. I realized I wanted to be just like her. I wanted to teach the future generations how fun and exciting art can be. Just like Pablo Picasso said, every child is an artist, and I want to become one of their teachers.